Yes, hello, and everybody. I can see that there are quite a number of us inside here now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Good morning to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Prof. Okay, then we have Mrs. Wee.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Hope all of you are keeping well.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, Mrs. Wee, I will mute you first. I'll come back to you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we have Mr. Lau from our Paita trainer.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me settle something first. Hold on. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Okay, later I will show you how to do some simple exercise. Okay. Thank you. See you later.
Thanks, Mr. Lau. Okay. Wait. Let me find you out. Okay. Okay. So now I will start sharing the slides. We have 78 people online, so I think we can begin now already. Okay. Okay. So thanks everybody for joining us today. Okay, hold on. I see Paul and Max have joined us. Okay, so we'll begin first. Okay, thanks for joining us. So earlier at 8:30, some of us came in earlier. I've already informed everyone that we'll be muted, and then we'll only unmute you during the Q&A session. So the way to get unmuted is if you raise your hands. So you click on the participants icon, and then you click on raise hand. And then the other option is if you type your question in the chat box. So this third icon beside the participants icon. Okay, so we will address these questions later during the last 15 minutes of the session, 9:45 to 10. In between area will be muted so that we can hear the speaker clearly and ensure there's no interference. Okay. Next one is, if possible, can we change our name to our actual name so that we can address everyone properly? Okay, so Pang said that he will rename those from Eunos. For the rest of us, if possible, can we rename ourselves? Okay. Hi Jen, morning. Okay, these are just some ground rules. We hope that we can respect diversity because there are a lot of us here from many different backgrounds. And then we want to ensure there's mindful listening and speaking. Okay, so we'll jump right into the content. So first we will have Mrs. Wee to guide us through a mindfulness practice for 10 minutes. Then we'll have Prof. Go for his health talk. And then we have Max and Paul from N Parks to share and therapeutic horticulture. And then finally we have Mr. Lau. He'll do the Haita exercise. He'll do a demonstration. And then after everybody finish, then we do a Q&A. So it'll be good if you can say which speaker you're addressing your question to. Then we can unmute you accordingly and the speaker so that you can have a conversation. Okay, so let's start with the mindful awareness practice first. I'll stop the sharing and I'll unmute Mrs. Wee. Let me find Mrs. Wee. Here, okay. Okay, hi Mrs. Wee.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Linda, and good morning to every one of you. Okay, Linda, just to confirm, now I have 10 minutes, right, today, not 20 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Okay, how many participants all in do we have? You're saying quite a lot, right? I'm trying to go 80 participants?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, okay, let's get down to the mindfulness practice itself. Yeah. Before we start, maybe I have 10 minutes, so let's do a simple 3-minute mindfulness practice. We just simply be with the breath. So can all of you please be comfortable? Be comfortable, sit comfortably. Whether you're on the chair or on the cushion, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but we will do it for about 3 minutes. Relax, keep your eyes closed. I think it's better. There are lots of distractions out there. And I will get you out of it after 3 minutes, okay? For some of you who are not so familiar, simply be with the breath, the sensation of the breath, which you can sense at the tip of the nostril or above the upper lip. So if you can't, then maybe easier for you to just place your palm on the abdomen. So when you breathe in and out, the abdomen rise and fall with it, yeah? So, okay, let's begin. Let's take in a few deep breaths. Be comfortable. Sit with your back upright, but not too tight. If you're sitting on the chair, just move your back away from the backrest. And now you bring your awareness to the sensation of the in and out breath, which you can sense at the tip of the nostril or above the upper lip, or the rising and the falling of the abdomen with each in-breath and out-breath you take. And as we close this session, bring your awareness to the body itself, the contact with the chair or the meditation cushion. Bring your awareness back to the room you are in your own home. And then when you're ready, you gradually open your eyes. All right. Everybody out of their meditation session? Yes? Okay. Now, I will get straight into what we as practitioners of mindfulness who are trying to cultivate the sense of mindful awareness during this period of COVID-19. To me, the COVID-19, this couple of months is really like a treasure trove for us practitioners. it is the first time for many of us in our lives where we actually experience a common phenomena, common to all of us. Often in mindfulness practice, for those of you, if you remember the classes that were conducted, there will always be 1 or 2 sessions where we actually get the meditator to, or the practitioner to go into an episode in their life, yeah, in order to arouse certain emotions so that you train your mind to observe, and at the same time with that observation, you refrain from engaging with that episode. Just bare awareness, simple observation, trying to detach from the emotional baggage part of it. During this period, all the measures that are imposed on us by the authorities, hand washing, sanitizers, physical isolation, social isolation, having to work from home, not being able to go to places that we are familiar with or whenever we like to. It creates lots of discomfort for many of us. Yeah, for many of us. So in the mindfulness practice, this is actually one of the best times for us to observe our feelings and our sensations that is coming out from all of these measures that are imposed upon us, and for which none of us have any control, right? So when the measures were first imposed, how do you react to them? What were your feelings? Do you have frustrations? Do you have anxiety? Do you have this sense of great discomfort, unease, and for some, a sense of fear and dread? Although we are now becoming a little bit more familiar with those feelings, and maybe less apprehensive of what's happening, but those feelings, those emotions and sensations, they were all there right at the very beginning. I doubt any one of us can truthfully say that, no, I'm perfectly fine. I'm in the zone. Okay. So what I would like you to do after this class, since we only have 10 minutes, is before we meet for the next session, do this contemplation, what we call retrospective mindfulness. Yeah, some of those are retrospective because they have already passed. You are now in another stage now, the stage where you're more settled, you're more adjusted, but not completely at ease. Okay, do those contemplation in your mindfulness practice, and then when we come back again, we will have a chance to discuss in a little bit more detail, although that we don't have that much time, what you feel, what you experience, and how you cope with them. Okay, now I'm going to open up to questions. Any questions?
Yeah, okay, if you have questions, you can send them in the chat box.
Or they can ask, whichever they're comfortable with.
Sure.
Are you all clear? Are you all clear on what I would like you all to do to practice during for the next 2 weeks before we meet?
I see some thumbs up.
Hello?
Everyone's muted now, so they can't.
Can you all ask the question? Because we only have 10 minutes before the next session, yeah?
I think maybe we can let them ask in the chat box, and then maybe we can address it at the end if there's any.
Sure, because we only have 10 minutes, right? How much time has passed already?
10 minutes.
Exactly. Because if they go in and put in the chat box, it's going to type in, it's going to take a bit more time.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand or you can type in the chat box. Okay, wait. Pangwan, do you have a question? Hi, Pangwan.
Hi.
I see your hand is raised. Do you have a question? Okay. Wait, I'll move on first. There's other people that have raised their hand. Hi, Sharina.
Hi,
Hi, do
I
you
have
have
no
a
question. I was saying hi earlier.
Yeah. Hi. Yes.
Yeah, maybe you can share your question. Hi, Sharina, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a question to ask Mrs. Wee?
No, I don't have a question. I was saying that I was saying hi.
Oh, you're saying
That's why my hand.
okay. Okay, now let's do it.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, Joey has a question. Hold on. Joey, I'm trying to unmute you now, but I have some difficulties. I can't seem to unmute you though. Is it possible to accept it from your end? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you, Linga. Hi, Mrs. Wee.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes.
I just want to clarify the homework that you asked us to do on retrospective mindfulness. So what we are supposed to do, like to observe retrospectively when this happened, let's say back in March and April, how do we actually feel during that time progressively until today? So like recall how is that correct? Like recall how we feel and the body sensations back then.
Yes. Very good question, because that's that allows me to clarify a little bit more. I do not expect you to be able to recall everything, but in the initial part, especially when the measures were imposed, right? And then we had the first part, which is the measures were imposed. If you can, then go back to that period and recall how you feel, all right? Because that is sort of like a major event. Then after that was the semi-lockdown. That's another major event. So if you all can sort of focus on these two and bring up something from there, because you know you have gone through it. Your sensations, your feelings, they are all in your memory at the initial stage. Now they're all in your memory. So what I want you to do is assess them using the Vipassana technique that you all know in the mindfulness practice. Assess those and then reflect on them and watch, observe the sensations and the feelings, the sensations of the body. How does your body feel? How does your heart beat faster? Do you feel a lot more tension? You know, do you get more frustrated? That kind of emotions that comes along with the lockdown and especially when it became a worldwide task as a worldwide pandemic. So reflect on those, because if not, all those events will pass on, and then you will not be able to glean any insights as time moves along. So that's what I want you all to do. If you cannot do the whole stretch, if you can do the whole stretch, Joey, like what you said, that's fantastic. You may need to journal it. But if you can't, then keep it to the main episodes.
Okay.
Am I clear on that?
Yes. Thank you very much. It's clear.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Joey. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Wee. I think we'll move on now.
Okay.
So, yeah, thanks for kicking off the session, Mrs. Wee. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next one, next segment. So that will be Prof. Go. So I'll mute Prof. Go first. Hi,
Yes.
Prof.
Good morning, Liga. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Yoling, for your showing. You all can hear me clearly there?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I have 10 slides to show today. We go to the slides and then we do a poll. So, Liga, you put up the slides. Okay, so this is an opening slide, refresher course. In the way, the COVID-19 has given us new ways to communicate. And certainly being able to communicate like this is really something that is quite innovation, right? Okay, so on to the next slide. Okay, so if you look at our health education program, actually there are 10 lessons, and the 6 and the 12 are actually revision. So if you look at this list of 5, the most important actually is the first one, this a lifestyle change and maintenance of lifestyle. So that would be the lesson for today. Next slide. Okay, so this slide is important. It shows the 5 topics for mental health. And mental health is important to the extent that we need to have a good mind in order to be able to function. So we actually got 3 sessions. Fourth part will be the next one, Prof. the following one, and then the final one is this Prof. John Wong. Okay, so do keep a lookout for that in the next 3 sessions. Okay, so on to my session. Today we're going to talk about lifestyle, and there are a few things to remember or recap. First is, if you look at the picture, the healthy plate, right? You can see that it's supposed to be half of each meal to be vegetables, right? And then we go this clockwise. This will be the protein, right? The meat and fish. And then you go up some more, that will be the carbohydrate, the starches. And then if you look at the bottom, there are actually 3 other things. We need to stay active. We need to watch out the amount of water that we drink, and that kind of activities are actually quite important. Okay, so on to the next slide. The idea of the healthy plate start off with how much carbo can you take. Okay, so there's also this idea of brown rice, white rice. Actually, brown rice, white rice, it does not matter. It's the amount that matters. Okay, and if you are not very active, the entitlement for your starch is actually only 2 tablespoons. They say, wow, Prof, how can? The answer is yes, it should be like that. And of course, if the person is overweight, then you may say, okay, do I go down to 1 tablespoon? Try. Of course, important to tell yourself that you must have some starch for every meal. You cannot go without any starch, then your body will be unhappy with you. Right? Therefore, if you are skinny, well, then you actually should take a bit more starch. But if you are active, then again, you will need to take more as well. So it's quite individualized, but the basic is that if you are not active, there is 2 tablespoons of rice or equivalent. Equivalent would be 2 slices of bread. Okay, so that would be the starch. Then we move on to the next slide. Okay, then we come to the next item, which is fruit and vegetables. A few points to make is actually 2 portions of fruits, not to eat more than that actually. So maybe 1 small apple for lunch and 1 small pear for dinner, or 1 slice of papaya for lunch, 1 slice of watermelon for dinner. That's something. So plenty of choice, but certainly not to juice it. Because if you juice, you're actually taking 3 fruits and you overshoot your sugar content, right? Okay, if you're taking grapes, it's about 8 to 10. Okay, so much for fruits and vegetables. And then we move on to the next food group would be the meat and the fish, alpha tofu as well. The quantity is actually 1 palm size. Now, protein, meat and fish, you can certainly take more than that without fear of gaining weight. It does not give you extra weight, because what is excessive is excreted. Now, what about a person with kidney trouble? If you take 2 eggs, it's quite safe, because you can actually take up to about 15 to 20 grams of protein, and 1 egg is 3 grams for egg white and 3 grams for the cholesterol. So definitely would not bust your limit. So a point to remember is that in a person with kidney trouble, actually egg is important as a protein. And of course, for most of us, it be actually fish, eggs, chicken, quite a number of things, and tofu as well. So that's how you look at the protein. Okay, then the next slide. Okay, so the next slide actually shows us these are oil and water, right? So oil, actually, you need only 1 teaspoon of oil a day, and most of the time you may not even need oil, because in your food there is enough oil there. Then about water? Well, we're supposed to have 4 to 6 cups. So 4 cups make 1 liter. So it's about 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day, provided you are okay in terms of your heart, as well as your kidney, as well as your liver, because any of those 3 troubles may require you to reduce the quantity of water and go to your doctor to seek advice if you are in that sort of position. Okay, so if you are normal, then 6 to 8 cups. If you have medical problems, then adjust accordingly. Okay, right. So that takes us on to the next slide, which is exercise. So I just got 1 exercise slide. The important thing to say is that regularity is important. So the idea of 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, they'll give you the 150 minutes of exercise, okay, a day. A week, 150 minutes a week, okay. And walking is actually the easiest. Of course, they said, what about gym? Well, if you want to do that, that's fine. Swimming is also good, but swimming, you could actually swim a lot. So back to the main page, I think walking is still the easiest to handle. When the best time is about 20 minutes after food, but don't worry, you can exercise anytime. Whenever there is time, you do your exercise. Okay, so that's regards to exercise. And final slide is weight control. Now, if you are healthy weight, there is a question of maintenance, right? If you want to lose weight, then obviously you need to exercise more, and you also need to cut out your starch content. If you're underweight, then of course you should eat more carbo. So therefore, the weight again is very individual. Now, if you are trying to lose weight, the idea is to lose 10% in 6 months. So most of us are about 60 plus kilos. So in other words, it will be about 1 kilo a month. 10% of 60 is 6. Divided by 6 is 1 kilo a month. That would be the ballpark of weight loss. And don't try to do crash course losing, because you'll get it back again. The body is actually very good at maintaining what it is. So you therefore start low and go slower. Okay, that's all that I have to say. So for the revision, I'm going to ask Liga to put up the 3 questions for the poll, and then we will look at the results after you finish polling and learn from there. Okay, over to you, Liga.
Okay, can everybody see the poll now?
Yes, so to answer what is the most nutrient-dense carbohydrate?
So there are 3 questions.
Choose one.
Yeah. There are 3 questions and 3 options per question. Yes, I see people have responded. Thank you. So I'll just wait a while now for more people to respond. Okay, 15 people have responded. More responses are coming in. Okay, let's share the results. Okay.
Okay, so the first answer is number 3. Yeah, it's correct. So 83% of you got it correct, lah. Brown rice has got nutrient-dense carbo. Okay. Right. We will discuss the questions if you, because of the answers, if you have a point to raise later on. Okay, so we look at the second question. So, Linga, can you raise the screen a bit? Okay, right. So, what is the size of 1 serving of meat and fish? And of course, our answer is the size of a palm. And good, I see that 96% of you have got it right. So that's very good. Okay, it's not the size of a thumb, but it's more than that. Okay, that's question 3. How much is 1 serving of cooked vegetables? So there's 1 cup, half cup, and 3/4 cup. Actually, the correct answer is 3/4 cup. Not 1 cup. Most people think it's 1 cup. So actually, it's 3/4 cup. Okay, so in life like that, lots of we also in a way improve on the right answers as we go along. So congratulations to those of you who got it right. So we then move on to the Q&A, right? So Q&A is for everybody, right, Liga?
So we can leave it to the end. So if you have questions in the meantime, you can send it in the chat box.
Yes. So we still have got 1 more segment, right?
2 more.
2 more segments. So we keep the questions to the end. So I'll sign off now. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll mute you now first, Prof. Go. Okay. So I'll share the slides again. Hold on. Okay, so Prof. Go has went through the poll questions already. Yeah. So next, we actually have Max and Paul from M Parks. They're going to share on therapeutic horticulture. Okay, I'll stop sharing first. And I will unmute them. Okay. Yes. Hello.
Hello, can everyone hear us? Linga, can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, that's very good. So good morning, everyone. My name is Max. In case you can't recognize me now that I'm wearing a mask. And on my left is Paul. So we are now in our office. So just in case you're wondering why we are both wearing masks, because we are in our office. And the reason we came to the office is so that we can set up the materials and later on we can share with everyone what to prepare. But before that, maybe I can share something with you. So let me try to share the screen about what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so it's up. Okay, so today, right, for the first segment, I'm going to talk about the therapeutic horticulture aspects of things. And as you know that you have been participating HRL every day for quite some time, and some of our former participants actually came from dementia prevention program. So this actually came as like a refresher for everyone as well. So we're going to talk about again, what is the concept of therapeutic horticulture and what does it entail. So just give me a moment. So let me try to do this. Okay. Okay, so the concept of therapeutic horticulture is that there are actually 3 tiers to the program. So let me show you. So now you actually see this pyramid, okay? So you may ask, actually, what is therapeutic horticulture and how is it different from compared to when you do gardening? Because if someone who is healthy, someone who is active, technically this person can participate in gardening by themselves or just participate in community gardening. And you are right to wonder about that, because the end goal and what we want to achieve is that everyone is motivated. Everyone would like to do gardening by themselves. So that way you get the combination of exercise, you get to be mindful, you get to go out in the nature. Okay. So that is somewhere we talk about as a social horticulture. If you look at this pyramid, someone who is motivated to do gardening by themselves, someone who is gardening in the community, or someone who is gardening along their own corridor, just actively doing it by themselves, motivated or with their friends. This is under social horticulture in this pyramid. And then we have the top, horticultural therapy. Sometimes you may come across this term, horticultural therapy, and this term is usually used in a clinical setting. So this is when you have an individual, a patient who has a specific conditions. And when this person is undergoing the therapy, example, occupational therapy, then the therapist may actually prescribe the use of horticulture, example like gardening and also other nature craft, to achieve the outcomes in the therapy. So at this level, horticultural therapy is usually prescribed in the hospital or in the rehab center. And that individual patient would have their own goals, which is quite different from what we do. Now, then you look at the middle portion. There is this thing called therapeutic horticulture, which is what we practice here and what we are teaching to our trainers. So therapeutic horticulture in this whole grand scheme of things is very important because it's actually the binder between people who are unmotivated, who would otherwise usually not go out to socialize, and people who are in the hospital. So in therapeutic horticulture, you get to bring out people who are usually at home, who may not be exposed to gardening, who may never have thought that gardening could be something that's beneficial for them, or just wanted to make more new friends. So this is where therapeutic horticulture serves that role. And therefore, in therapeutic horticulture, you have trainers who are trained to facilitate sessions. And during the sessions, there is something called the outcome, right? All sessions have its own outcomes. And the outcomes is usually not the end product. The outcome is tied to the purpose of the session. Is it to increase social connectedness, or maybe fine motor skill, or to increase muscle tension? So these are some of the examples of the outcomes, right? So in each session of this Zoom, I will share a bit about therapeutic horticulture so that everyone will have slowly have this greater appreciation where we are in the grand scheme of programs. So this pyramid or these layers of information, right, is created with the understanding of the global practice. of different type of horticulture program, so that we have this clarity. Okay. Okay, so after having shared this, right, as you know, today we are only going to show you about the activities that you will participate on the 20th of June, which is, the title is Pandan Propagation. And today, we're going to show you the materials. So you don't have to worry, okay, because we understand that so during this period of circuit breakdown, we received huge amount of requests from members of public that wanted to participate in more things about gardening, because this is a positive distraction and it's a way for them to do simple exercise, simple activities at home to keep their mind and body engaged. Here we are, we show you these materials, right? Don't have to rush out to purchase these materials immediately. You can do it after the circuit breaker ends. And these materials are mostly you can find at home. So I'm going to introduce you to all these materials. Okay, so what I'm showing you now is soil. So these are just regular potting mix. You can use any soil you have at home. Empty pots. If you do not have an empty pot or you do not have soil, you can just have a cup. So in this case, you see, we use our Starbucks cup or any cups you have at home, but make sure the cup do not have any holes. And then here we have some scissors, or you have secateurs. So secateurs is a specialized device for gardening, but you can also just use your regular scissors. Although here I show a full pot of pandan, but when you purchase your pandan from the supermarket or even the normal market, you can just buy the whole bunch of pandan and try to buy pandan that comes with the end of the stalk. You do not need the roots for this purpose, but you just need a whole pandan with the stem. A pandan leaf is not good enough. So make sure you buy the pandan with the stem. And in this activity, the next time we're going to show you, you will find that even without soil and pots, with just a cup, you can also do the propagation for your pandan. So this is the end of my demonstration. So I hope everyone has taken note of the materials that you will require for 20th of June. Okay, so I have come to the end of my sharing, and perhaps we can have the Q&A. If you have any Q&A regarding plants or any of your related gardening plants at home, perhaps you can raise your questions in the chat, and later during the Q&A sessions, we can come back to attend to them again. So back to you, Lina.
Thanks, Max and Paul. So just remember to join us on 20th of June again, to join us in the pandan propagation. Okay, so if you have any questions at this point, regardless of the mindfulness or the health talk or the therapeutic horticulture, just share it in the chat box. Then we can address them later during the last 15 minutes of the session. Okay, so now we'll move on. So maybe I'll introduce Mr. Lau and our demonstration.
Okay, hi, good morning everyone. Okay, it's time for do some exercise after we're listening for the mindfulness sharing and then proper sharing and impact sharing. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much to have this opportunity to share the simple exercise to you all during this circuit breakdown. Okay, we can't go out to do exercise. Okay, but what we can do at our home. Okay, my name is Adrian Lau from Home Exercise Exercise Group. Okay, so before that, let me show you some first simple step first. Okay, first of all, do you know what is meridian? Meridian is the running pathway of our blood and chi. Okay, it's connected to our head until to our toes. Okay, when we feel uncomfortable, for example, we have some headache or some of the shoulder pain, that means there's something blockage in our meridian system. Okay, so what we can do, okay, so we eat Panadol or we some painkiller, okay, so this is a medicine, but what we can do, we can use our hand, we can do some high down. Okay, everyone know about the acupuncture. Acupuncture is a TCM practitioner use some needles, okay, they put in a acupoint and then they stimulate and then to help to improve and clear the blockage. But we are not the licensed TCM practitioner. What we can do, we can do our own self. We have a better tools. Okay, we can use a hand. Okay, if we can some tools, we can use to do some Taiga. Okay, and then when we do the Taiga, then we clear the blockage, so our body will feeling well. Okay, so this is one of the first concept. Okay, other than what is the 6 simple steps what I shared with you today? The first step, again, it's very simple. Okay, later you can switch the demo together. Let's make demo first. Use our hands, okay, the fingertip, we knock our head. Okay, from the bottom to the upper or to the upper to the bottom also can. Okay, okay. So I do on fingertip, knock our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, when we do some locking our head, we do the strut out also. Okay, so we will do the strut out and then we train our leg muscle. Okay, so in the step when we knock our head, so that means we can release the tiredness, or sometimes you feel maybe stressful. Okay, headache. So that means the blockage in our head. So you can do and lock in use the fingertip to lock our head. So the first step, very simple. The second step, we pull our ear. Okay, our ear in the TCM theory is representative our whole of the body. It means the energy. Okay, if a ear is very, how to say, it's already okay, so it's already energy is full of energy. Your ear is very bright. So what we can do, you can just from the bottom, from the ear root, you just pull. Okay, use your strength to go and pull from the upper to the bottom, from the bottom to the upper. Okay, so also for 8 counts. Okay, so this is second step. Very simple, right? Okay, the third step. Okay, so this is one of the acupoint, which is called the zhongfu. So you located, use your hand, come to your armpit, and then the dumbbell put into the part. This is called the zhongfu. So this is one of the acupoint and the first point of a lung meridians. Okay, even everybody know about the COVID-19, right? It's related to our lungs. Okay, it's related to the respiratory system. And then zhongfu is the first acupoint of lungs meridians. So when go and press to this point, acupoint, so it help to strongest our lungs meridians, and then the respiratory system, okay, is related, and then it definitely can improve our immune system. Okay, so the simple step, just you can use a flapper, you can use to the flapper. Okay, so flapper flap and then swing up your waist also. Okay, so this is not just only do the part of the point, and then you can train your whole body. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, and then the first step will be our elbow. Okay, for those who have the sleeping problem or dreaming a lot, okay, it's easy to wake up. So for those that insomnia problem, okay, which you can stretch to your elbow, so it can help you a lot. Okay, so it's very simple. Just use your palm and go and press one. The other way, this elbow, they got the 3 running meridian channel run through this part. So you not just put on the elbow yourself. So you can strongest for our another 3 of the meridians, meridian channels, and then also in how to say it's good to our heart also. It protect our heart. So very simple, right? Okay. So just press on the elbow. So right now we learn the 4th step. Okay. Drop the head, put the ear, and then come to our zhongfu, left, right, and then do our elbow. So this is the 4th step. the 5 step, okay, the number 5, if our core is another echo point which under our tummy, okay, the belly there, your belly here. So that's being called the 半圆而命门. So the located of the 半圆in our belly center, 4 finger down. 4 finger down. Okay, so this is called the 半圆. Okay, and then the 命门 is in our back, in the center of our lower back. Okay, so this point is a basic structure of our body. Okay, everybody know about the pan. Okay, and then the roof is the most important. Okay, so our tummy is also like the basic structure of our body. So we do use our right hand and left hand, we flap it together. Okay, first hand flap into the 半圆, the second back, flap on the 命门. Okay, when you do it, okay, and go and flap on it, so you need to spread out. Okay, why we need to spread out? At the end, I will share to you all. Okay, okay, the last step is very simple. Okay, so if we can do ourselves, control our blood pressure. Okay, and we need to stand up, and then we stand here, and then lift up our toes, our heels, lift our heels, and then you put your strength down to the ground. Lift up our heel, and then down to the ground. Okay, so 每天抖3抖 is called so it control our blood pressure. Okay, so the first thing, the hand put in the how to say same level in your chest. Okay, and then your strength stand straight. And then you knock your kneecap. Okay, you need to knock the kneecap. You know when you're going to do this action, so you didn't knock the kneecap, so you will you get injury. So just simple do on this way. So when do on this way, when do and the vibration of our whole of the body, that means they are strengthen the urine bladder meridians. So they are running through our back. Okay, so like the first location of our body. So this is called the 膀胱经. So very simple, right? 6 steps. Okay, knock the ear, knock the head, and then pull up the ear, of the 中府 lungs, and then elbow, 命门关元, and then the last one, okay, 抖3抖. Okay, so very simple, right? Okay, and then for times to everybody to stand up and do the exercise together. Okay, so we do for 4 times this count. Okay, let us experience what is the exercise. Okay, ready? Everyone ready? Then you can sit on the chair to do together. Also, you can stand up to do also like this. Okay, so let me start. Okay, ready, go. Over our head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and our ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then our 中府. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then our elbow, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, our tummy, 命门关元. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that is the simple 6 step. Okay, so how everybody feel? We can share with you at the end of the section. Okay, so this is about few minutes exercise, but it's very good to our whole body. Okay, like me, I'm a bit sweat a lot. So at the end, you can do some simple deep breathing for 3 times. So this is a very simple exercise we can do. Okay, even though right now we cannot go out, okay, so we can do at home. Okay, if better, you can do under the hot sun in the morning, or just only behind the hot sun. Okay, those is improve it will make better, all this will better. And then just now I will share what we need to squat down. Okay, so everybody, and when the age of growth, so we will feel that our leg, okay, they are not like the young time. So the leg a lot of problem. So because the leg is a very weak. So because every day our body, okay, and then it pass on the gravity. So our both leg every day, every moment need to. The workload is very heavy. So when we go and train, okay, do the exercise, you squat down a bit, okay. So they have to improve the muscle, improve the ligament of the leg. So there's a simple exercise to share you all. Okay, anybody here?
Thank you, Mr. Lau.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, okay, so now we'll proceed to the Q&A session. So if anyone has any questions, you can send in the chat box or you can raise your hand. Okay, so I see there are some hands raised. I'll just unmute them first. Okay, Mr. Chi Lai Chong.
Yes.
Yes, I see you have raised your hand. Do you have any questions for any of our speakers?
Oh, actually, I find the meridian, the flapping done by Mr. Adrian Lau as very effective. So if we continue to do it every day, how is it similar to the 500 step, the flapping equivalent to that flapping 512 step?
Yeah, these are quite equivalent. It is quite equivalent, but we cannot go up to the two together, right? So these are we design for individual. We design for individual. Or you can do it every time, like every time, everywhere, which we are free. But there is some to remark attention to you all, okay? After breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, after meal, so try to not do exercise. This first step. And then second, then not do too much. Even though it's very simple, but it's been quite, how to say, if you do a lot also, you sweat a lot, so it's not good for our heart. Okay? Every day do 1 or 2 times.
It even simplify. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Lau.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Okay, so we have one more hand raised, Esther from Tampines Changkat. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. Okay, no worries. Okay, then we'll move on to the chat box. So there's a question from Mr. Lim Kim Cheng. They're checking whether the pandan propagation by MParks is open to all. Yeah, okay, wait. So yes, yeah, it's open to all. So actually, if you join us on the 20th of June, that will be the next session. Okay, and we have one question from Prof. Go. Between rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes and red bean, which is the best carbo?
Okay, so the sweet potato actually contains starch, right? So it's called, this is the starchy vegetable. So obviously you would have to reduce it if you are overweight lah. So beet contains protein. So beet is quite all right. So if you say, look, you can only choose one of the three, I will go for beets if I am not overweight lah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yes.
Thanks for
Okay,
the
thank you.
question.
Yes.
Okay, so if that's all, then maybe I'll quickly conclude. I'll go back to sharing my slides because it's already 10 o'clock. Okay, so we actually, because this session is quite short, it's only 1 hour, we actually have some free resources that everyone can tap on outside this 1 hour session. So we have 2 free e-learning modules that we're offering on lifestyle management. That will be for free until May 31st. Okay, so you can check out this link. So I've sent all these slides to everyone already, so you can check your email. And then we have our Mind Science Center Facebook. So if you have Facebook, you can follow us, like our page. So we will have many updates there. But if you don't have, the alternative will be our Mind Science Center website. So our resources similarly will be uploaded there, so you can refer to the website also. And then the PyTA, because it was a bit short, we have also put a link to the PA video. So this session lasts about half an hour for this video, so you can click on it and then you can do it at your own time. And then finally, we have the YouTube page for MParks. So they actually have a lot of other resources there. But I think the resources may only, as in some of them might require you to hit out, right? Paul and Max.
The resources you can just, okay, so the 1 minute resources, most of the items you can find at home. So maybe if you want to do it now, you try to look at those videos that is only 1 minute.
Okay, thanks. So we can refer to the 1 minute video. Okay, so yeah, that's all. So if you are free, join us for our next session. We have Mrs. B again, and then Prof. Kwa will do a health talk. And then Guang Min Shah will feature their therapeutic horticulture also. And then Mrs. B will conclude with the COVID-19 reflection. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, we'll unmute everybody. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Hey, sister. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Everyone, thank you.